by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Nets in Brooklyn. And for Brooklyn, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. A lot of high expectations in Brooklyn. That brings a lot of pressure, Shaq. And are the expectations grounded in reality?
Well, as a fan, it's your right to have high expectations, but the fans probably expect a little too much out of this Brooklyn team. They don't really have a lot of stars to compete for the title, and being in New York, that pressure doesn't help them either.
Do you feel like it's tough to live up to people's expectations?
Well, it depends on your thought process. To me, expectations is nothing.
You think folks who are playing this game right now have expectations of you?
Yes, they expect us to do what we do.
Are we doing that?
Yes. Are they laughing?
Oh, they're howling. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
One of the oldest bridges in the United States, the Brooklyn Bridge. 18,000 fans and a chorus here in Brooklyn. It's a cross-borough rivalry. And tonight, the New York Knicks have made their short trip to Brooklyn as they take on the Nets. Taking a look at New York, they're coming off that win in Detroit, taking care of the Pistons. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
And now the New York Knicks starters. On the perimeter, Iman Shumpert and Carmelo Anthony. Dallenberg's out there with Stoudemire, and it's Calderon in at the 5. Carmelo Anthony, one of the league's elite scorers, no doubt.
No question about it, Kevin. I mean, really versatile as a threat. He can back you down because he's strong. He's a lot stronger than people realize. He can bump and grind with the best of them, and he can face you up. He's got the quick release. He can throw up off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. He can post. He can get to the offensive glass. And I think he's become a much more consistent threat from long range as well. So that's why he's got a career scoring average of around 25 a game.
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
They get it back, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Calderon dishes to Stoudemire. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I'm glad they didn't try. You don't want anybody getting hurt out here.
Brooklyn with the ball. Following the score by New York. Williams attacking. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. With the fadeaway. No good off the front iron.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Here's Bogdanovich. Lopez passes to Johnson. Back to Lopez. Johnson the screen, 6 to shoot. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Johnson's got 5.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
New York trailing. Calderon kicks to Anthony. Dishes to Dallenberg. Puts up the baby hook, and he gets the bucket.
The defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
The Nets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Outside Williams. Lopez, a screen on Shumpert. Johnson dishes to Lopez. And Stoudemire with the block. The drive by Shumpert. And nothing but air on that one. And the Nets with possession. Williams passes to Bogdanovich. Blocked. Calderon against Johnson. Calderon, no good.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Williams kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Williams. Lopez right side. And it's Lopez again missing. The Knicks with the lead. Well, you talk about the financial commitment by the Brooklyn Nets. Last year's starting lineup was the highest paid in NBA history.
Well, to a man, they all made well over $10 million, Kevin. I mean, Joe Johnson was over $20 million, and boy, that's a lot of cheese to be coughing up to those guys, but it is what it is.
Bogdanovich passes to Lopez. He used that pick just right.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to fight over the top of that.
Now, here's Calderon. 11 points for him in that last game against Detroit.
And for the around 26 non-luxury tax teams in the NBA, they might want to write up a nice thank you card to the Nets, considering that the Nets paid about $88 million in tax. That's the highest in league history. A good chunk of that change goes to those other teams.
The Knicks have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. D'Alembert sets a screen for Calderon. Lopez with the steal. A solo fast break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game has certainly swung like a pendulum.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
But even as expensive as the Brooklyn roster has been, the Nets are still enjoying a huge boost in franchise value since moving to Brooklyn. 2 years ago, the team was valued at $357 million or thereabouts. I wonder where these valuation numbers come from. But anyway, last year that number was at $780 million. That's not a bad return in just a couple of years. It almost sounds like play money.
And the Nets making a change here. Plumlee's checked in, and a switcher also for New York. Hardaway's checked in. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Lionel Hollins. And Doris, what'd you find out?
We talked about Amari Stoudemire and what he brings to the table as an opponent. The one thing Coach was most impressed with was how physically gifted he is as a big man, saying, you see him get up and down the floor out there, he moves like a guy half his size. He's just a freak of nature.
Thanks again, Doris. Hardaway, no good.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Williams double team.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
The Nets shooting their first free throws of the game. The first one falls.
Well, with the shakeups for the Knicks, with the coaching change and even the change in the front office during last season, you'd absolutely expect them to take on a new direction.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Andre Kirilenko's checked in for Lopez. Alan Anderson comes in for Joe Johnson. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Williams. Here's Larkin. Hardaway from outside. And again, New York with the triple. They had a little bit of a hiccup to get the overhaul started, but once summer was in full swing, Clark, the Knicks made a lot of changes.
Well, getting Fisher to coach and then implement the triangle was a big one. And they also made some trades to shake up a roster that many felt underachieved last year.
Bogdanovich, they get the rebound. The shot by Kirilenko, no good. Jack against Smith. Jack dishes to Anderson. And Bogdanovich kicks to Kirilenko. Tries again, and that one's good. Kirilenko's got his first basket of the night.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Here's Larkin. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Anderson outside. Anderson, a screen on Bargnani. Back to Anderson for the three. Rebound by Smith.
Tell you what, if there's success on the boards in this first quarter is any indication, it's going to be a good day.
And rebounds usually are a good indicator.
Knicks have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Here's Larkin. Pass to Smith. Fires the three. Brooklyn with the rebound. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
Well, somewhat surprisingly, they actually lost the season series last year, and playoff status apparently meant nothing when it came to how they matched up.
Bargnani passes to Larkin. Launches it. Can't hit. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And Jack kicks to Bogdanovich. Outside Jack. Passes to Bogdanovich. Clock at 6. And he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 3-point Nets lead. And Clark, they should not have dropped that series. I mean, that was just sloppy.
I agree with you, Kevin. I think some teams just get underestimated. Plenty of teams can give you trouble if you assume you're going to come in and use them as a doormat. You got to be ready to play every time you lace them up.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
It appears as though the Nets have basically committed to winning now with the way they've handled contracts and trades, and as good as they are, you do have to wonder about their future.
1:27 left in the first quarter. Knicks trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Smith for 3, and that one's good. Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
With the Nets, as you said, a lot of older players on the roster, and they've had to surrender a lot of picks to get the talent they do have. Wonder if that may come back to bite them.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Well, for the Nets, Clark, the lack of draft picks most certainly will hamper them at some point. But if they are able to come out of the East and make big noise until then, people I don't think are going to mind.
No, I agree with you there. I mean, it's going to be interesting. They do have the finances despite not having the draft picks, so perhaps they can land a couple of good free agents.
.102 left here in the first quarter. And Jack, here we go, comes up empty off the pick.
You know, a team's rebounding is one of the great measures of its energy, and theirs has been terrific in the first quarter.
Yep, they were ready to go right from the opening tip. Well, J.R. Smith, a guy who can take your breath away with his talent one moment and then exasperate you the next. Unbelievable talent, but he can be erratic offensively, especially with his shot selection.
And J.R. Smith closing in on 30 years of age. He's been fined almost $1 million over the course of his NBA career.
And, you know, playing in China, he was fined over $1 million in a single season. How do you do that? One night he ordered $3,000 worth of room service on the team dime just to see if they keep coming. Come on, Kevin. I mean, what is this guy thinking about here?
Well, you call us. We can give him some of that food. Both free throws good from Smith.
Well, I don't really know what to call it other than maybe the shoelace incident. But remember last year, J.R. Smith got himself into trouble for untying Sean Marion's shoelaces during a free throw.
Now here is Jack. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Kirilenko. Rebound by Smith. New York's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. It's Hardaway, that time on the assist by Smith. Hardaway has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Outside Jack. To halt the run, and it's good on the layup. Jack's got his first bucket of the night.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
Here's Hardaway. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Knicks out front, up by 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
Tune in next Tuesday night, November 11th. Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors, live from Oracle Arena. Don't miss it.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
The other thing we've seen right from the start, guys, is their willingness to drive the lane, get penetration, and challenge this defense.
New York's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Jaren Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. Down low, Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. And it's Karolinko in at the 3, the small forward. Out to Anthony. From the arc. And that one's good. Anthony's got the first basket of the second quarter for New York.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Here's Williams. Takes it off the glass.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Now, here's Calderon. Here's Shumpert. Another miss by Shumpert. Outside Karolinko. Pass to Garnett. The feed now to Williams. The leaner. And Garnett misses.
I'd rather see him just pull straight up. He went for the... Hammer time! Hammer time!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
The shot by Johnson, no good. The Knicks leading by 5. Stoudemire kicks to Anthony. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Williams finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
The Knicks have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. The 3 from Anthony, and that one's good. Anthony's got 12 in the game.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
Williams dishes to Lopez. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 3 assists now in this one.
Tough assignment for that defender with the size mismatch we're seeing.
Yeah, I just don't think he's big enough to handle it.
Now here's Calderon. The drive by Shumpert. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Well, Knicks ownership guy is frustrated last season that Iman Shumpert didn't participate in the Summer League. And Steve, they were hoping he'd test out for some minutes at the point guard position.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. And we heard his name arise all season long in trade rumors.
And for Shumpert, his shooting numbers were down last season. He'd shot over 40% from long range in year 2, but was down to 33% last season. That can happen sometimes in the course of a career. Still good from the corners with Shumpert, but perhaps he shot too many from above the arc.
Travis Outlaw's checked in for Dallenberg. And he sinks the second.
And guys, for Shumpert, where he's got to improve his finishing around the rim. With his size and athleticism, I think he could be better scoring in the paint.
Now here's Williams. They had a 24-point outing in their last game against Minnesota. Lopez sets a screen for Johnson. Shoots off the screen. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Lopez.
That's just a case of 2 teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Calderon against Williams. Kicks to Outlaw. Calderon with it. On the wing, Shumpert. There's the three. Good. Shumpert's got the lead up to 8 now for New York.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Now here's Williams. Rebounded by Anthony.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
And now it's a double-digit lead. Anthony's got 14 points for the game.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Well, there were so many whispers and rumors last year of whether or not Carmelo was going to stay in New York or not, but seems like he dealt with the distractions and obviously had a tremendous season.
A chance here now to see how the Nets ranked in the NBA last season. 4th in steals, 11th in three-point field goal percentage, and they were in the top half of the league in lowest opponent scoring as well. This is a team that has shown improvement defensively, and they feel like they're not done yet.
Still, I think the key to their team was the steals that you talked about, because they were a team that put a lot of pressure on the offense. They got out and played the passing lane, tried to force turnovers, and when they did, they usually converted those into points at the other end, and that's one of the reasons they were pretty good.
And Carmelo's free agency might have been a distraction, but you can't blame that for the Knicks' struggles.
No, and he did the right thing refusing to talk about it. I thought he handled that fairly well, but while his free agency didn't cause their struggles, I'd say their struggles did weigh heavily in his free agency deliberation.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Outside Williams. He dishes it to Lopez. Shot clock at 6. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Knicks leading by 8. Calderon passes to Outlaw. He kicks to Anthony. Steps back and shoots. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Williams kicks to Kirilenko. Back to Williams. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Lopez. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. And that's 10 points for Brook Lopez.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
The pass to Shumpert. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Joe Johnson picks one up.
Iman Shumpert, an aggressive perimeter defender with lockdown potential. Still very foul prone early in his career, but he's got a chance to be elite defensively as he continues to grow.
And Shumpert, fantastic athlete. Great quickness and leaping ability.
Yeah, he's rebounded very well from his ACL injury, and he's got a nice handle to go along with good passing ability. A lot of upside remaining in his game.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Plumlee, he's checked in for Garnett. Anderson comes in for Andrei Kirilenko. And Jared Jack has subbed in for Williams. Then for the Knicks, Smith checked in for Stoudemire. Smith comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Jose Calderon. And both free throws good from Iman Shumpert.
You know, it seemed like the Knicks would always find a way to come up short on the road, and that was reflected in their overall record as the road team.
Now here is Jack. Here's Lopez. The rebound by Outlaw. Now here is Smith. The dish to Shumpert. Back to Smith. Offensive rebound. Outside Shumpert. And the Knicks miss again.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Lopez. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. As you guys are seeing, those close losses did add up for the Knicks last year, and Steve, it certainly hurt them in the standing.
Sure did, Kevin. I mean, 18 and 23 road record. You know, they were better than others at getting those away wins, but they missed out on a few chances by letting some games slip away.
The first one falls.
Brook Lopez managed 17 games last year before needing season-ending surgery on that right foot. That was his third surgery on the foot in less than 2 years. And that's the question now. Can he stay healthy?
Bogdanovich is checked in for Brooklyn. And then for New York, Bargnani comes in for Travis Outlaw. Hardaway is subbed in for Iman Shumpert. And for the Nets last season, it seemed that they found their rhythm as a team once Lopez was out. How could that be?
You know, sometimes you lose a key cog in your offense and in your team, and other guys step up. You change how you're playing, and guys get some confidence. And they're all pros now, so when the opportunity knocks, guys are ready to step into that role and fill the gap. And I think that's what happened.
Nets trail by 10. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Coach Lionel Hollins helped define the Grizzlies' grit and grind style and was asked if he'd replicate it with the Nets. He said, quote, "We're going to be aggressive and tough. We'll play together and never quit. But how our style will be is up to the group. The key is creating a system that fits them and allows them to excel." Kevin, back to you.
As a coach, you've got to adopt your talent, Doris. Thanks. Outside Jack. Lopez sets a screen for Jack. Here to go, and the New York lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Anderson.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
New York's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Outside Hardaway. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Outside Jack. Here's Bogdanovich. Good work defensively by Smith. The Knicks leading by 8. Hardaway dishes to Smith. And it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway. And it's 9 points for J.R. Smith.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Jack passes to Anderson. Knocked loose. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
Taking a look now at some of the numbers for Jarrett Jack. Last season's performance for him, he averaged about 9 points a game, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. Looking at those numbers, you'd probably say, yeah, that's about what we'd expect out of him.
Which isn't really what any player wants to hear. I mean, you don't want to meet expectations. You want to under-promise and over-deliver. You want to exceed expectations, and maybe we'll start to see him do that shortly.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
He feeds it to Lopez. Shot left one. Good. Lopez has got 12 points now in the quarter.
He's really stepped it up this quarter. Looks like he's determined to get them out of this hole all by himself.
New York calls timeout.
You know, Brook Lopez is a devastating scorer from the right block, and at his size, it's really tough to bother that shot, and really it comes down to whether he makes it or not, and most of the time he makes it.
Here's Larkin. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And it's Smith penetrating. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
It's been a good one for Smith. 9 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
Now, a lot of times, he's one of those players who can get hot and stay hot from the three-point line. So I look for him to continue to search for shots out there.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. No good on that one.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I'll tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
This team is never afraid to get physical. I think they enjoy this style of play.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, so much was expected of the Nets last year after they made all of their big roster changes. But it was a very slow start for them, and things were not very good in Brooklyn to begin the season.
Now here is Jack. Bargnani grabs the board.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Here's Larkin. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And injuries made that slow start seem dire at times, Steve, but you knew that the Nets were better than how they started the season.
Well, what was important is that they believed they were better, and they started playing like it. They didn't panic or try to make drastic changes. They just buckled up and played through it.
The Knicks leading by 6. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Smith with it. Now Jack defending. The 10-footer. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got 12 in the game.
Boy, he's really doing a nice job taking advantage of what the defense is giving.
Here's Bogdanovich. The Knicks pull it in. Smith's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Hardaway for 3. And no good trying to get that one. And that does it for the first half of play. Knicks lead by 8. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Joe, this Brooklyn team has evolved in so many ways the last couple of years, and this season, the addition of Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, how exciting is this for this basketball team?
It's a great feeling, man. We're a new franchise, new organization, and guys are very excited. Brooklyn's very excited about it, and we're just here, man, trying to make the fans happy.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the 3rd quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments.
Melo having a terrific game. He's got 16 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
Here's Anthony. And on the floor for Derek Fisher as we get into the second half. Melo is a 3, and Murray is at the 4. Amon Shumpert is out there with Calder, and it's Dallenberg in at the center position. For New York, they have shot 75% of the stripe, 6 of 8. The first one falls.
And what was really the big shock in the East last season, the Knicks failed to make the playoffs. This from a team many expected to challenge for a spot in the conference finals. Just didn't happen.
Both free throws good from Anthony. And with the Knicks not making the playoffs, it came down to the tail end of the season. But Steve, he had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen for him.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment last season for the Knicks. And, so many things went wrong with injuries and slumps, and it just never felt like they found that groove that they were looking for.
Now here's Johnson. The kick out to Williams. Just 2 to shoot. Fade away. Rebound by Anthony. The Knicks leading by 10. Now Calderon. And it's Shumpert penetrating. Feeds it to Stoudemire. Pulls up. And that one's good. Shumpert's got 8 points.
Really, quite honestly, Shumpert is as good as it gets when you consider knocking down shots like that.
Williams kicks to Lopez. Pass to Bogdanovich from deep. Here's Garnett, and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Garnett's got his first points of the night.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Deep 2 from Anthony, and the Knicks good for 2.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Lopez, a screen on Calderon. Williams kicks to Lopez. Low block shot, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. 16 points for Brook Lopez. New York leading by 10. Calderon kicks to Shumpert. Takes the three. The rebound by the Nets. Lopez has got 4 rebounds in this game. Williams dishes to Lopez. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And it's Shumpert penetrating. And it's Shumpert again, missing. Nets have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Inside, it's tipped. It's stolen by Stoudemire. Here we go, one-on-one. And slam dunk by Shumpert.
Agility leads to thievery there as he got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Plays like that are telling the story of this game for me so far, Clark. They cannot afford to hand over any more easy points like that.
Here's Williams. The Knicks making the shot. Baseline J on the way. Lopez missing again. Knicks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Lopez with the steal. It's Williams with the drive.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
Well, you remember when Darren Williams first got to the Nets, it was kind of a bare cupboard on that roster, and now a totally different story. He doesn't have to carry this team because he has so much more help.
Andre Kirilenko's checked in for Brooklyn. And he can't hit the second.
Well, Darren Williams has dealt with ankle issues that have held him back a notch from the level we saw in Utah. But when he's right, I think he's still one of the best point guards in the game.
Deep 2 from Anthony, and he hits the jumper for 2. Anthony's got 22 points.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Timeout called, the Nets. And Williams so tough to handle because Clarkie can pass and shoot and drive.
Yeah, and he has that killer crossover too, Kevin. He can put a lot of pressure on you defensively.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Lionel Hollins gave to his team during that last break. He was focused on their post play and was pleading with them to try to get the ball into the low post every trip down. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half, and Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Now here's Anthony, following the miss by Brook Lopez. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Well, they've played terrific basketball at both ends, and that's why this lead is totally out of control.
Really been an almost flawless game for him, Steve. No doubt about it.
Williams passes to Lopez. Lopez sets a screen for Williams. Back to Lopez. Uncovered. And it's Lopez again missing.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter. And that's an understatement.
Calderon kicks to Shumpert.
Incredible. Look at that lead up and down the court. They have been in complete control all night.
And it's kept this building as quiet as a library. These fans have had nothing to cheer for.
Now here is Kirilenko. Joe Johnston on the wing. No good on the three. The Knicks leading by 17. D'Alembert with a screen on Williams. Calderon. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, Jose Calderon, a huge boost offensively at point guard. He's a terrific floor general, sets up his teammates nicely, takes good care of the ball, and he's a top-tier marksman. In the NBA, we call those guys lasers. He can do it off the bounce or spotting up.
And you talk, Steve, about Calderon shooting. In his career, he's led the league in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage.
I guess the trade-off is defensively. I mean, he's solid, not spectacular, but his shooting is such a problem for defenses, and especially when you pair him with good players like Dallas did a year ago. Boy, he can really play and space that floor.
Plumlee, he's checked in for Brook Lopez. Travis Outlaw's checked in for the Knicks. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Shumpert.
The Nets brought in a lot of talent before last season, and even though they had the big-name stars starting, they were actually a very deep team.
Now here's Williams. He has 5, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Guys, as you said, the Nets stars got a lot of the attention, but they would go to the bench often, and Steve, it would pay off for them.
Well, they were second in bench minutes played last year and also top 5 in points off the bench. So, this was a deep roster, and it really came through for them.
New York, no good that time either.
And he's having all sorts of problems with his shot.
I'm not sure he even has a shot right now, Steve, to be quite honest. Not a reliable one anyway.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Here is Calderon, following the score by Andre Kirilenko. Here's Hardaway. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of the 5-time All-Star point guard, was taken with the 24th pick in last year's draft and really proved to be a pleasant surprise for the Knicks.
And amongst a rookie class that struggled to make much of an impact last season, Tim Hardaway Jr. probably exceeded expectations more than any other rookie. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I thought he was terrific. He shot the ball well in every facet. He ran the floor in transition, played within himself. Like a lot of Michigan players, he's very skilled. He dribble, pass, and shoot. And really was a perfect fit with that Knicks team.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Alan Anderson's checked in for Garnett. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Williams. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s game pretty different from his father's. Tim Sr., of course, famed for his UTEP two-step, otherwise known as the killer crossover, and Jr.'s is a different game.
He is a different game, but he's going to have an effective and long career. Senior was also only a 6-foot point guard. Junior is a 6'6" shooting guard. And while he does have some handles, Junior I'm speaking of, he's more of a long-range bombardier thus far, and also I think has the potential to be pretty good defensively going forward.
Well, he's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
And Jack, here we go. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. A shot by Johnson, no good.
Growing up, Tim Hardaway Jr. was really pushed hard by his dad. They would get into arguments about the game, and Tim Jr. said it almost pushed him away from basketball entirely. But in the end, Dad decided for the sake of their relationship to just give his son the space to figure it out on his own, and of course, it's worked beautifully.
Margnani is checked in for New York. Smith comes in for Amari Stoudemire. Nets trailed by 18. And Jack kicks to Johnson. Back to Jack. Johnson outside. Dishes it to Jack. 6 to shoot. Hits the three-point line. Jack's got 5.
And one thing you can certainly see that Tim Hardaway Jr. got in his DNA from his dad is his competitive spirit. He loves competition. Asked if he hoped to be like his dad, Junior said, I want to be better than him. I've heard that from my sons, too.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And Jack, here we go. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Jarrett Jack, a versatile combo guard, can guard 1s or 2s. He's 6'3", but very strong, so he's able to defend shooting guards pretty well.
We'll talk about Jarrett Jack's versatility. He can play on or off the ball.
Yeah, he's really rock solid. Gives you everything you want in a combo, starting or backup guard. He's a good spot-up shooter. When he has the ball in his hands, he can get in the lane. He creates for others. And I like his fearlessness as well.
Jason Smith, he's checked in for Bargnani.
The New York Knicks were ranked as the NBA's most valuable franchise recently, and with team values skyrocketing, the Knicks came in at around $1.5 billion. That's a B, billion.
Now here's Hardaway. He has 7. Smith dishes to Outlaw. Here's Hardaway. Hands the tough leader from the outside. Hardaway's got 9.
He made that one tougher than it had to be. Didn't really need to lean in.
And, of course, for the Knicks, a huge part of their value comes from playing in the Big Apple.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kevin. The business and media capital of the United States, they go out of their way to attract the big stars to the games. Courtside seats for the top names. That helps give the Knicks an allure, kind of a glamour that a lot of franchises don't have.
The Nets making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in, and the Nets with possession here. Following the score by New York. And Jack, here we go. And good on the basket. Book it. Jack's got his third basket of the night right there.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Calderon passes to Smith. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got 3 assists tonight. Nets trail by 17. Outside Jack. They set the screen. Passes it to Karolinko. It's rebounded by New York. And pushing it up, here's New York. And count it, 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Williams is checked in for Allen Anderson. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for New York.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin, closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition. Mason Plumlee was a tad old for an NBA rookie last season. He turned 24 in March. Perhaps affected his draft stock, but certainly got into the NBA with an NBA-ready frame. And I like his mobility and quickness as a big man.
And here's Calderon after the three-pointer from Darren Williams. And that one's good. Nets trail by 18. There's the feed to Plumlee. Plumlee sets the pick for Jack. Off the pick, and the rejection by Stoudemire. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. And Brooklyn making a change here. Garnett's checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Anthony's checked in. Pass to Jack. 6 on the shot clock. And Williams, here we go. Here's Plumlee. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 6 assists in the game. And here is Hardaway. 9 points in the game so far. Can't connect from 14 feet out. Here's Bogdanovich. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Knicks out front, up by 16. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
The NBA season gains momentum. Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers take on Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Nets trail by 16. Down low, Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. Williams and Jack, they're back. And it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Shumpert gets a wide open look. It's good from long range. Shumpert's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for New York. The Nets shooting about 42% so far. Garnett with the screen for Williams. In the corner, it's Jack. Kicks it to Lopez.
It's been a good night for Brook Lopez. 16 points and 2 steals as well.
You just can't find fault with anything he's done here. The effort, the energy, his production, his defense, it's all there.
All hustle, non-stop effort from him all over that 94 by 50-foot box.
Brook Lopez at the line for 2. That's good from Lopez. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for the Nets. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Shumpert. Fires for 3. Can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Williams against Calderon. Williams attacking. Misses from short range.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
That's good. And that's now 18 points for Amon Shumpert.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Nets trail by 20. They set the pick. Williams kicks to Lopez. Garnett the pass to Bogdanovich. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Anthony's got his 4th rebound in this one. Three-pointer. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist in this one.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Garnett with a screen on Dallenberg. Puts up the baby hook, and that one's good. 20 points for Brook Lopez.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Well, some said the day of the center had come and gone, but I don't think that's quite the case. We don't have the depth at that position that existed in the past, but you look at guys like Marc Gasol, Roy Hibbert, Joakim Noah, there are still some excellent centers in this league. I should mention Dwight Howard, of course, too.
Stoudemire's checked in for New York. The Knicks leading by 21. The drive by Anthony. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Solid work right there, and again, the field goal percentages. Look at the discrepancy between these two teams in the second half.
Well, you're right. We've got one team moving crisply to get good shots, and the other team just a bit stagnant.
And for a while there, it seemed that Dwight Howard was head and shoulders Clark above at the center position, but there seems to be more parity at that position now.
Yeah, I think the factor is how he recovers from his back injury, because those matchups will be fun to watch. But as we saw in last season's playoffs, having a great shot-blocking big man inside is a huge advantage.
Here's Williams. The Knicks making the shot. Stoudemire grabs the board. Stoudemire's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Shooting for New York, Carmelo Anthony taking 2 shots. That free throw good from Anthony.
Amar'e Stoudemire still an efficient scorer, attacking the rim. The problems have been at the defensive end of the floor, where last season he fouled 4 times more than he blocked a shot. Not a great ratio, so he's got to continue to work defensively.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Garnett. Anderson comes in for Bogdanovich. Karasov, he's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Marcus Teague in for Williams. Now here's Teague. Lopez sets a screen for Teague. 5 to shoot. Into Brook Lopez. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. 22 points for Brook Lopez. And Amar'e, he's owed around $45 million over this season and next.
And that's a huge contract. Still a great scorer, but as we discussed, he's got to defend at a better level and rebound at a higher rate to command more minutes on this team, and we'll see if he can make that happen.
New York's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the 4th. Early kicks to Larkin. Tries again. Out to Anthony. 3-pointer. New York, no good that time either. The Nets have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. The 11-footer, Teague can't hit. The Knicks have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Anthony in the corner. Here's the 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Anderson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the Nets shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Anthony kicks to Early. Back to Anthony. Anthony right side. Can't hit from in close. And here are the Nets. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them.
That's an important game for the Magic. I know their fans are hoping for a win.
Now, here is Bargnani. Here's Larkin, and it's sent back by Lopez. Anderson dishes to Karasov. Into Brook Lopez. Rebound by Larkin. Larkin's got 3 rebounds now in this one. This one for 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Bargnani. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Outside Anthony.
Well, you know, this last draft class was one that had been hyped up for such a long time with the big names, primarily Wiggins, Parker, and Embiid, all being viewed as potential franchise players. I'm not quite sure of that, but they certainly are tremendous talents. A lot of teams knew that, and it became a bit of the race to the bottom for some franchises.
And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And that's the right call, no question about it. It's one thing to play tough D and commit a hard foul, but it's another to risk hurting your opponent with contact like that.
Yeah, very easy to get knocked off balance and take a nasty tumble when you get slammed into like that.
2 shots.
The first one falls. Steve, you are general manager in the NBA and NBA coach now, but you know that the teams that know they're not going to make the playoffs will play younger players as opposed to perhaps some veterans, giving those younger players time to develop, maybe not necessarily securing wins, but certainly securing experience for those kind of players.
Well, securing experience and then also securing a high draft pick. And obviously, you know, you have to get lucky and hit on a star player at some point. But I think it's the preferable method for teams to go that route these days rather than to just hang around the middle of the league in mediocrity.
They grab their own miss early, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, they've really improved at the line from the first half. Things have gotten a lot better. They've gotten there a good number of times, and they've converted a high percentage of them.
At the line for the Knicks, taking 2 shots.
And that one falls for Early.
Anthony Early, a senior small forward out of Wichita State, one of the real standouts from last year's NCAA tournament, averaging 27 points and 7 rebounds with great shooting proficiency. That helped him climb the draft boards, and the athletic markers of his at the combine only helped elevate his stock.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Anthony drives in. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
Brooklyn's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And Early taken with the 34th pick. The Knicks, I think, are excited about this kid's future.
I think this guy could play above that draft number. I mean, he's got really good skill. He's not that tall, though. He's only about 6'6", 6'6 and a half. He's got nice touch. He's really good athletically. He could be a similar find to what they got in Tim Hardaway Jr.
Absolutely, Clark. No one in his airspace on that dunk.
Yeah, but come on, Kevin. The defense can't let that happen.
I hope they let it happen more. It's fun to watch that guy fly.
Just a gift, 2 points they gave up. That's awful. Well, he did have a 3-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Shoots from 12. And again, it's New York.
The big story from last year was that the NBA finally was able to come to an agreement with the Silna brothers. They were owners from the ABA who had a huge stake in the media rights of the NBA.
Now here's Lopez, and he banks in the layup. Lopez has got 12 points here in the second half.
Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts, and the complexion of the game as a result, it may change.
Calderon passes to Stoudemire. Outside Anthony. Here's Early. He's guarded by Johnson. Shoots it. Early misses. Well, the Silna brothers out of St. Louis, they own the St. Louis franchise, and when the ABA and NBA merged, they cut a deal to get about 2% of the NBA's TV revenue with no end in sight.
And Kevin, one of the greatest deals in the history of deal making across all industries is that deal the Silna brothers were able to cut, but it has finally been negotiated away. And with the way the NBA has become a global phenomenon with televisions across the globe, that was the best deal, as I just said, ever made. I'm happy they were able to put a cap on that deal for the owners that are now in the NBA.
And I'd like to make the announcement now. We're changing our names. That's Clark Silna. I'm Kevin Silna. Goodbye, everybody.
And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch in a true show of strength for the Knicks.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
In what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one tonight against the Nets.
Look at the stats, and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Carmelo Anthony. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
The clock now can just run out for the Knicks. Calderon with it. He dishes it to Carmelo. Back to Calderon. So no problem for New York as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.